Let's turn now to the particular part that emotion plays in the building of memory then. So on my view, grief is not an emotion, but it is saturated with emotion. That is to say, grieving is a process that contains a great deal of emotion. And in remembering, one of the things that we are doing is that we are bringing to light or bringing back to consciousness events that were significant to us and so have a high degree of emotional salience. In this respect, the fact that grief often involves a kind of flood of emotions, as I put it in another article, an emotional data dump, is an indication that grief is an important resource for allowing us to access the memories that permit us to build a renewed or reconstructed practical identity. A good way to understand what's going on here is to appeal to the notion of salience patterns. So when we speak of salience patterns, we're referring to what it is that individuals attend to, what it is that draws their attention, in light of their past experiences and goals and values and so forth. Many of these salience patterns are manifest in our emotional tendencies. So to take a very simple sort of example, if you were bitten by a dog as a child, you will probably throughout your life have a greater salience for dogs, in particular dogs that appear unfriendly or aggressive. This is an example of how past experiences and so forth ramify into emotional tendencies that are aspects of our salience patterns. Now, what's going on, we suggest, in the course of memory building and grief is that we are trying to settle upon or develop new salience patterns that involve our emotions in particular. We're trying to develop salience patterns that such that when we think about, say, a deceased person, certain sorts of feelings come to mind or certain sorts of feelings are made manifest. And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a stable store of memories out of those that are made available to us in grieving in order to stabilize these emotional salience patterns with respect to the deceased. So the goal here, right, is to ultimately try to bring about a set of memories that are representative of the deceased individual in the right sort of way. Again, the goal is not to try to remember as much as conceivably could be remembered of them, but rather to arrive at a kind of depiction of the deceased that captures what is significant about them or was significant about them and what it is that we want to continue to treat as significant about them, given that they are now dead.